Hello and welcome to the WIHS Journal Public Affairs program. I'm Jerry Williams. Well, today you're going to learn about the Barnes Museum in Southington. That's happening now on the WIHS Journal. It's news and public affairs. All right, out and about in Southington today. And I am at the Barnes Museum speaking with curator Christina Volpe. Good afternoon, Christina. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you? Thank you for being here.
I'm glad to be here. Kind of like on this museum. No, not kind of. I am on a museum tour. There are 169 towns and cities in the state of Connecticut and a whole lot more museums and all kinds of cool little places. And you're like the third or fourth. And here we go. So tell us all about the Barnes Museum. What is it all about?
So this is a historic house museum that was built in 1836 by a Southington industrialist named Amon Bradley. Amon Bradley opened up a factory that's not too far from here. It's just down the street if you're looking for coffee after you come visit us. It's called Factory Square today. Amon Bradley built this home for his wife and 3 children who grew up here in the 1840s, 50s, and 60s. Later in life, his grandson took over the homestead, redid it in the Gilded Age style in 1909, which is why it looks very opulent today when you're in here. A lot of brass fixtures. In 1973, that grandson, Bradley Barnes, passed away and gave the house and all of its contents to the town of Southington. This place has only ever been a house or a museum, and it's over 187 years old, and everything in the house is original to the family or family members, which really makes us different from other house museums in that everything is original here. All of our artifacts are original.
How long have you been curator?
I've been here about 2 years. I've been working in museums for about 7 years now, mostly in Connecticut.
What's your background? What inspired you to get into the world of museums?
Growing up, my stepmother really loved antiques and antiquing, and it had a really big influence on me. I also was very privileged as a child to have the fortunate opportunity to go abroad with my grandparents in the summers. So I would spend my summers in Italy as a child, and I was just very lucky to do that. It really influenced me to care about heritage preservation. And so I went to the American University of Rome and studied archaeology and classics. And then I had my daughter in 2011 and took a break for quite some time. Went back to school as a little bit of an older graduate student, got my degree and said, I'm going to be in Connecticut for a while. I want to preserve heritage here where we are. And so I've been doing that ever since.
If you're just joining us, I am with curator of the Barnes Museum, Christina Volpe. You mind showing me around a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it. Whatever you want to see.
All right, where do we start? We are walking through the museum now.
The museum is about 17 rooms, but I'm going to take you to one of our most important rooms in the entire museum, so follow me.
I'm following Christina.
This is our reception parlor here. We're heading into the music room right now. From the music room, we're going to head into the den.
Wow, look at this place.
You know, it just keeps going, doesn't it? From the den, we're going to head into our goblet room.
Wow, goblets everywhere. You can hear the difference in the audio too, folks.
Yeah, so this is the museum's conservatory where all of the owner's plants used to be in the 1900s. But today, it is where we display all of our goblets. So the Barnes Museum is home to the 3rd largest collection in New England of early American pressed glass goblets. Say that 3 times fast. We have about 500 on display in this room. They're beautiful. It looks like a stained glass window at a certain time of day. And we have an additional about 1,000 of them in storage, so about 1,500 goblets total.
Look at all the different colors like lavender, amber, blue, dark blue, turquoise. The colors are amazing. I can imagine what it looks like when the sun hits directly on them.
It's beautiful. Around sunset, the sun actually hits this room perfectly, so it looks like a stained glass mosaic. And you're right, we have all different kinds of colors, including what people really love is Vaseline glass, which is also called canary glass or uranium glass. And it glows in the dark under a black light.
Well, I feel like I need something, a little steel projectile, so I could just ting, 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 ting. I feel like I just want to tap on all of them.
Right? You can. And what's cool is we often teach people when they're in here, what is the difference between pressed glass and crystal? Crystal is heavier. It makes more of a bell sound when you ting it. These are actually fairly dull when you try to ting them because they're pressed glass. They're not heavy crystal. So they're beautiful pieces. They can be highly detailed and artistic, and they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous.
All right, if you're just tuning in, I'm with Christina Volpe, curator of the Barnes Museum, and she's taking me around, folks. We're leaving the Goblet Room.
This is our dining room, and what's interesting about this table is this is the table that Bradley and Leela Barnes got for their wedding gift in 1910. It actually has 8 leaves that can go in it, and so it expands to fit our entire dining room. If you ever join us for one of our private teas or our tea events that we have here almost every other month, you can sit at this room and book this table if you join us.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's this room. Would we like to go upstairs?
Sure, let's go upstairs.
Okay.
Well, this is a fine room we're walking through. We're just going to breeze right through here.
Oh, yeah. So this is our den. This is the den, and this is where Bradley and Leela had a lot of card games. It was their cigar lounge. It's also where we have a display on Captain Andrew Upson. Related to the family, he was a grandfather of Leela, who lived here for a long time. We have over 200 of his Civil War letters. Wow. He fought, served, and passed away during the American Civil War, and his family members spent a considerable amount of time getting all the letters he sent during that time. And so that's a really fascinating collection that you can research here as well.
Look at that old television right there. Is that a television?
It is a television. We like to ask children when they come to the museum, how many channels do you think it has? And they tend to aim low and say 10. Yeah. And we always say, no, it's more like 1. And at what time of day, right? You couldn't just turn it on. You had to know what programs were coming and wait.
Do you happen to know what year that set is right there?
Yeah, I believe it's 1949. It's right here. Yeah, according to this diary entry from December 14th, 1949, Leela, the matriarch of the house at the time, writes, television set installed.
Okay.
It's cool. It's cool. Let's head upstairs.
We're heading upstairs.
So we'll do like the highlight version of the tour. Not to spoil it for anybody who will come, but this is my favorite room on the second floor. This is our dressing room. This is a lady's dream in here. Steps right from the bathroom into the room so you can get dressed for a night out. The Barnes has an extensive collection of textiles and clothing, which some are on display in this room right now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Bradley's room is next.
Heading into the man's room.
Yeah, it feels like a man's room because Bradley really was a boy's boy. Bradley Barnes was born in 1883 and died in 1973. He gave us the museum. He loved technology and cars. So on display here is Bradley's 1912 Pope automobile, which you can still see today if you go to the West Hartford AAA. It's on display. Bradley's is on display there.
I've seen that.
You have?
Yes. In West Hartford?
Yeah.
Farmington Avenue.
Yeah.
I've seen that thing.
That is Bradley's exact Pope automobile. It's a beautiful specimen of Connecticut manufactured car. Yeah.
Incredible. Look at those old brushes over there on the dresser drawers.
Yeah, so your standard kind of men's set for combing, brushing, getting your coat ready, and your typical kind of hook for your buttons on your shoes, because all shoes had these buttons for a while. So you needed like this special hook in order to get your shoes on.
Amazing.
Amazing. What else? We can see the bathroom over here. The Barnes Museum has our original outhouse, and we also have a bathroom here off of Bradley's room that has every kind of potty you can imagine. And it's a very funny room, but it's interesting because you really learn to appreciate the contemporary toilet. Now, this hallway is mostly just the family photographs. Yeah. One photographer from Southington took a lot of them. His name was Emerson Hazard, and they're really amazing insights into the family's lives. Now, one of the last little highlights I'll give you is this room. This was the youngest daughter's room, Emma. It's an adorable little room that has a lot of the children's items in it. including toys and dresses and other things like that. This room was later used by guests who would stay at the house that would come because they had an easily accessible stairway downstairs right here. So this is our rear stairway, and this is where we're going to go down. Now, back in the music room, one of the biggest things that people love when coming here is our piano. So if you want, Jerry, I can play you the piano.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
I had the curator of the New Britain Industrial Museum sing opera, so you might as well play the piano.
Well, you're about to see. This is no regular piano.
And away we go.
So this is our, isn't that something?
Nice.
So just so everyone knows who's listening, that was not me playing the piano. This is a Steinway pianola player piano from 1914 that just so happens to have Dancing Queen on it by ABBA. So we're really lucky that we have this. This is a main feature of our tour. We try to do a bunch of different songs. We have contemporary songs. We have older songs as well. But everybody loves to get a hit out of hearing the classics on the piano. So this is it. This is our Steinway pianola player piano.
From 1914, and it's still playing.
Yes. Yeah, we're very lucky that the piano was restored in 2011. We get it tuned about twice a year, and we use it almost every single day. It is a workout because you have to pedal it. Yeah. It's worth it. It's fun.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you. Thank you for showing me around the Barnes Museum. And if someone's interested in coming to visit, what are the days and hours of operation?
So we're open for private tours Monday through Friday. You just have to give us a call or go online. But we're open with our doors open to drop in for a tour every week, Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 5 p.m. The last tour kicks off at 4 p.m. But we have a lot of events and things online. Check out our website, thebarnesmuseum.org, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, The Barnes Museum, Southington, Connecticut. Check out our movie night on the lawn, our tea parties, and Taste of Southington on August 2nd.
She's Christina Volpe, curator of the Barnes Museum. Thank you, Christina, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
And if you would like more information about what you heard today, call WIHS 860-346-1049, 860-346-1049. The WIHS Journal, it's news and public affairs.